Hey everyone, and welcome to Robbie's Backstage Bants. Today, I have two very, very special guests all the way from SpongeBob the Musical. Would you like to give yourselves a little introduction, say who you are and who you play?
Hello, I'm Chrissie Bhima and I play Sandy Cheeks.
Hello, I'm Irfan Damani and I play Patrick Star.
Yes. And I'm Robbie, and I host this every time you watch the videos, so you know.
Stunning.
Now, this is really exciting. It's the first time the SpongeBob the Musical has been performed in this capacity in the UK, and it's off on a little tour around the UK, which is also very exciting. I for one can't wait to see it. I've been waiting for this to happen for a long time. Um, my first question for you both really is, what was the audition process for this show?
You go first.
Yeah, it was quite fun actually, and quite seamless. I remember it being in the space of about 2 weeks, 3 rounds, 2 weeks, and it was quite fun actually. I remember like getting to meet, getting a bit of direction from the director Tara at the time, and like being able to play with the person reading in. I had to do some scenes, some Patrick scenes. I remember the dance school being really, really fun. I actually remember the one thing about the dance school was that it's right at the top floor of Dance Works in Mayfair. So everyone that was going there was already sweating from climbing up all those stairs. But yeah, it was so much fun and extremely seamless, I'd say.
Yeah, it's quite quick for us.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
we
yeah.
had a nice time doing the 2 weeks of the first bit. And for me, I went in, weirdly enough, I don't know, but I did the show before. So it was a bit weird. So I'm right, maybe. But so Art Said was my last year production. So for me, I was like, I'm seeing the script for the first time again. But then also going, I've got to do this like in a different way professionally. So it was really exciting to see like a new panel of people in front of me and I'm doing Sandy Cheeks. So it's really exciting as well and quite fun to get it back up on his feet again after a year. And then doing that in the room was really fun. And they just, they laughed with me, which was good. It's not a serious thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're like, you like it?
Yeah,
You like
yeah.
it?
It's quite fun when they laugh, right? Yeah, yeah.
It makes you feel like you're doing a good job, and I think we did, so we're here. So, but yeah, and then also with the dance school as well, it was so much fun. And then afterwards, they said, "Whip on your tap shoes." I said, "Brilliant." Put those tap shoes straight on afterwards, and it was really fun. So,
Brilliant.
yeah.
Well, that's so good. I'm glad it was a good process. Now, another thing which is kind of about the whole beginnings of the show, how does it feel to bring these characters that are loved by a lot of people? How does it feel to bring you to them and then bring them to life from a cartoon?
Or I think for me, I mean, because it's a land mammal kind of thing, it's quite actually nice to see a different perspective when I'm with the whole cast because
Yeah.
obviously it's a fish-like world, and then having that idea of going, oh, I've got to find this mammal-like behavior is quite interesting at the same time, but it's also nice for the audience. The first time we had like reactions, we were like, "Oh my god, of course they get it because this is a massive franchise," and they enjoyed watching the cartoons. And so I think all of our choices have been so, I don't know, they really appreciate it because
Yeah.
it's so fun,
Yeah.
you know.
I think for me, it's like, especially with Patrick, I think Patrick's so iconic and engraved into pop culture, not only now, but like when I was growing up, like SpongeBob has been one of the only constants that show that was there when I was growing up and is still there now. So for me, it's like being able to like take a part of my childhood out and then play with the inner child myself is great fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I bet it is exciting to bring that because I mean, if you haven't watched SpongeBob, where have you been? Is the
Yeah, exactly that.
who hasn't seen this? So I can imagine it's been quite a nice process, and I imagine rehearsals were like that. What was the rehearsal process like for you guys? I imagine it'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was great, wasn't it? It was a group of very, 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 very talented people.
Who don't mind being stupid.
That's it.
That's what it was.
We were all laughing with each other, at each other.
Because I think you've got to find choices in a musical like this. At the end of the day, you know that you're doing a cartoon, then you've also got to find serious elements in it.
Yeah.
But then because we're now doing this in the UK, so there's a bit of like, when you come to see it, there's kind of like that British culture of comedy that I think sometimes if it was American audience, they may not understand that. There's little things that I'm like, the British community get that. And that's like those little moments of our humour is funny because of that, because we, tiny little little hints to the audience are funny to them. So.
Yeah. And I think that's what was amazing about the rehearsal process as well, was that like the creative team, Tara, the director, Fabian, the choreographer with Paris, who's associate, and then you've got Marcus, who's the MD. They had our backs from day one, and that comes from even now when the show's up on its feet. Like we've got an amazing team behind us. We've got an amazing associate director with Blair, an amazing dance captain with Reese, who constantly make us want to improve the show as well.
Move us forward, like all the time. It's great.
Yeah.
And I think when people see the show, they'll see how ensemble heavy the show is and how hard the ensemble work. And I can't stress the talent that the ensemble have. Like I'm in awe watching it every day, and I was in awe in rehearsals. So yeah, it's really nice, and really nice that we've all got each other's backs with that as well.
Yeah. Oh, I bet. It does sound like a lot of fun. I mean, I've been seeing clips and stuff from the rehearsals and from the promo shots as well, and it's looking great. I'm excited. I need to see it. That's my next thing. I need to come and see you guys because this is a thing. Now, obviously, how long have you been running the show? How long have you been open?
3 weeks.
3 weeks. So how did you feel on opening night, knowing that you were premiering this show for the UK?
Opening night was actually quite electrifying because already we felt, it's happening.
Yeah.
I think all of us as a community got together as a cast. We were like, oh my gosh, we're going to put this in front of an audience. And for the first time, I think we didn't know what reactions we were getting because we've only been playing it to each other. We know our laughs, we've been, giggling at that bit. But then when there's one line that is, of course, part of a bit of the cartoon. So there's people in the audience that are like, oh, I love that bit. Yeah. But then we just didn't deep that when we were doing it. We're like, this is great. They understand it.
I think that's it. I think you get to a point in rehearsals and in dress rehearsals and in tech, you can do as many run-throughs as you can, but you're still saying the same joke to the same group of people.
Yeah.
And it was so refreshing to just hear laughter and just the reassurance that, oh, woman, actually I am quite funny. It's actually quite good what I'm doing. It's not that bad. People aren't just sat there not laughing because they've heard the jokes 75,000 times.
And of course, it's a new story for them because we know the storyline and where it goes, and it's, when you watch it, you go, whoa, didn't expect that to happen. There's a bit of a twist. So it's really nice to have audiences go see it and go, I'm feeling a bit of empathy for these cartoon characters. And what Fabian, I love this when he says things, like he has like references is beautiful when you can think of a show or something or a movie that you've watched, and we like kind of get a bit of a reference from Toy Story sometimes because we look at those characters and go, wow, that's happening. Oh my gosh, Woody, all that, like stuff like that. And it's the same with SpongeBob. You don't want anything bad to happen to these characters, so it's nice to see like some of the audience members on edge or just keeping them on their toes a little bit. So
it's nice to know that we can actually come together and tell a really good story as well. Take out the SpongeBobifications out of it, the laughter, the songs. It's a really good story, and we do tell it quite well.
Yeah, I honestly can't wait to see it. I don't know when I'll get to see it. Probably Newcastle, unless I make a journey and come and see you earlier.
Oh, right at the end.
Right at the end.
Right at the end.
We'll be that was 6 months in. To be honest, I keep forgetting we've got a 6-month-old.
6 months.
Can't wait that long.
Maybe London if you want.
Yeah, we're in London.
You're in London.
Could you come to Manchester? We're in Manchester in a couple of weeks.
I might come to Manchester, I might. You might see me there.
Yeah, great.
If the bank allows it, of course. Now, obviously, it's a show filled with incredible moments, but do you guys have a favourite moment in the show?
Oh, that's a question. There's too many. What would be my favorite? Without telling the story too much, isn't it? Anything?
My favourite moment is there's a point where SpongeBob and Patrick have a little tiff and they go their separate ways for a little bit. And there's a point in the show where they come together separately and realise that all they need is their friendship. And that's my favourite moment. Because there's a part where like it's just about me and SpongeBob, and the only thing that matters isn't about the world ending and Bikini Bottom going kaput. It's about friendship and togetherness and the unconditional love you have as best friends. It's just an amazing moment.
That's very beautiful.
Nice, isn't it?
That's very
beautiful.
It's good. And I'd say yes to that. So you have to be my own one. But I think I'd say the moment is, because it's my favourite song as well, it's the best day ever. I love that moment because it's actually like we've all come together after some craziness and we're actually all together going, it's a great day. And it's all just bringing this joy on stage all together. And then, but with the mindset of it actually being quite negative, like things might go wrong, but it's okay. And I think that's a message for everyone, which is funny that you're finding that from the SpongeBob musical, but it's good. And that's what's really lovely and uplifting, because it comes near to the end and you're going, okay, it's fine, we've got to this point, but we're happy. And I love that bit, because it's quite nice to also all of us are on stage together at the same time. And that sometimes with the ensemble and us being a little trio, it can be separated, but at that point we're all together and we have like our lineup and we're all holding hands.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's the first time, bar the opening, where you see everyone on stage.
Yeah.
Oh, this show, it's honestly gorgeous. When they streamed it on Nickelodeon, I was like, oh wow, and now I'm just desperate to see it. It's like, wow, yeah. Now, obviously, you said you're going on a massive, long, humongous tour. Where are you guys most excited to visit?
Dublin.
Newcastle.
Yay!
Dublin.
Yeah, or Belfast, actually. I have to give a shout out to Belfast.
To be honest, I've never been to any of these places. My first time in Bradford, first time Birmingham, first time Southampton. So then the next stop is Oxford. Have I ever been? No. But this all of the different places we're going. I've never been, so I'm actually excited for all of it. But I've heard so many good things about Dublin, so.
Well, there you go. I guess it's so exciting just taking the show to new places and getting different audience reactions from different places.
So nice. It's so nice.
But
yeah,
now, my final thing for you. Ooh.
It's like this.
My final thing for you both today is a question I shouldn't need to ask. But some people, when you say SpongeBob musical, go, not me. However, the question I want to ask is, why should people come and see the show?
Because it's pure bonkers.
Pure bonkers. I always go like, why wouldn't you see the show? Isn't it questionable? If I saw the SpongeBob musical outside going, of course I want to see that.
Yeah.
Because I think what is nice about this musical is that it's not just bringing just theatre people in. Of course, it's like, I know SpongeBob, I know that character, I know that, I'm interested. Like the other day, my friends had come and they've never been to the theatre before in their life. But at least they sat there and were like, I know that character, and they were brought together by it, but in a musical. And so I think that's what's so funny about it. And also in the cartoon, there's musical elements. They just don't know it. And it's like, it's a musical in itself.
It basically is a musical.
So,
it's pure bonkers. Got an amazing story as well.
Story.
And in times where like stuff isn't 100% great in the world, it's a lovely piece of optimistic storytelling.
It's feel good. It's a real feel good.
Yeah.
And it feel good for summer, because it's nice we've started in the springtime going into a gorgeous summer tour, because like we go week by week. So we're already jumping to different cities, but then also enjoying the sunny weather. So it's really nice to have those, like, you're on to see. It's
Definitely.
fun.
Oh, I bet it is so much fun, and I bet you guys are having the best time ever. Or the best day ever. Maybe I should have said if I'd have thought about that, or I said the sentence. But we don't do cheesy jokes around here. That's never happened before. Um, but aside from that, I just want to thank you both for taking your time up and joining me today.
No, thank you for
Oh,
having
no,
us.
thank you so
It's been
much.
such a pleasure chatting with you both, and I want to thank anyone who's watched. Thanks for watching, and you can like, comment, and subscribe to me. You can go follow these on social medias. I'll drop that down there in the description, and go and see SpongeBob the Musical.
Please,
That's us.
please do. Have
Go and see
fun.
it. Give them sellouts and give them all the
That's
love in the
what we
world. But aside from that, I want to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next episode.